Hi, people. I'm sitting in what's called Peter's Corner in the Secret Garden, which is the community park. I gave you a tour of it on one of the earlier updates. Going to give you a quick May update. Basically, you're getting what you were supposed to get last month, which is why I suspended payments for this month. If you're signing up this month, you are going to have to pay up front. Everyone else did. It's just the way Patreon works. On my system. There are other payment methods, but that's the one I chose when I started out. I don't know if it's helping or hindering me. Um, so this month, the little people, the end of the beginning section of that, were the ones who survived the next encounter, will all finally be in one space. You should have that in the next 2 or 3 days, maybe earlier. Um, let's see what else is there. Salt Lake Chapter 4. Which has been a pain in the ass to write. I will not lie, um, because there's so many little micro details that I need to have right in that particular one for like the mystery to work. Um, like the science bit of the CSI part is going to kick in, like they're visiting the coroner and stuff. That's going to be a week or two, and then I'll try and get a start on the rest of the things. Um, the Morts RPG I'll post as is for now. I'm trying to set up a template for all my stuff and it being a bit finicky doing that. So I'm getting there with that. There will be a Star Wars Muppet scenario based on a picture one of my regular players sent and said this looks like something Jerry wrote. Um, Sign me up. So well, obviously, if people think I already wrote a scenario based on it, I really should. Uh, that might be free to the public. I am really not sure where I stand legally with getting people to pay for those scenarios where I use other people's IP. Um, Not so much like using, it's okay writing an RPG game, but when I've got Care Bears wandering around Innsmouth, Sesame Street characters running around Barovia, which is the Ravenloft setting for those who don't know, in D&D, and so on and so forth. I'm really not sure if I might run into trouble with the Mouse's lawyers, among other things. Particularly with a Star Wars thing. Star Wars, the plot is pretty much written in my head. I just have to decide where in the Star Wars canon that's going to go. Pre-Empire, Empire, uh, between like Mandalorian, between um, the last movies, the middle movie, the first movies, or the prequel movies. Um, Very odd phraseology involved in that. Stuff like that. And then Andrew Coffey, who is one of the guys who runs a lot of games for me at conventions, made a comment about nail it through a wall with a chicken wielding a lightsaber, and I was like, well, now I have to have chickens who wield lightsabers in there. In fairness, that was probably going to happen anyway. But as soon as he said it, it was like, well, now that's definite. That definitely has to happen. The chickens were definitely going to show up because Gonzo was in there, and he has a thing with the chickens, and we'll not scratch the surface of that too much. Um, yeah, other things I want to do is I want to start posting on Royal Road, which is a site for authors who are pushing, who are doing works in progress. You post sections there, um, or fan fiction, but I don't really do anything that could be called fan fiction, except maybe the RPGs using Care Bears and Muppets. Um, the Patreon, kind of like the authors on Patreon, were suggesting I'd use that because they've had a great number of people come across to their Patreons from there. And like literally, here's the graphs, here's the maths. So there was actual science involved in that decision. So the way I think I'll work that, and if you've any experience with Royal Road or finding people through Royal Road or how it works, um, let me know, comments below or on Patreon posts, or if you're a member of my Patreon, DM me directly. Um, Let me know if there's anything particular thing you found that really attracted you to backing a Patreon on Royal Road from Royal Road, that would be handy for me to know. So what I'm thinking anyway is after the lowest tier, I've had it for a month. Like I've had a piece of fiction, Bar of Zero. After you guys have had it for at least a month, then I'll put it across the Royal Road. So there's still, you're also getting the benefit of being my Patreon supporters and getting the early access and so on and so forth. Oh, reviews. Has been suggested. I've done Instagram reviews of fake meats and stuff that people seem to have liked. So one of you guys, one patrons, have been suggesting I do a series of reviews of things like fake meat is one of my current things, but that's more because I'm trying to find good fake meat. Needless to say, my bad reviews are more popular than the good ones. But things like that, used to do reviews of cafes and stuff like that when it was something to do when I was looking after a friend's house in a small place in Galway, and people really enjoyed those. So I was thinking about doing those as like maybe video reviews, and maybe another thing patrons might enjoy. Do video game reviews. Also looking at maybe starting some official game streaming. So I've got a bunch of stuff, and Epic Games gives away a free game every week. So I have a library full of stuff. So what I was thinking was I could post a review, or not post a review, post a list of games. I might do it in alphabetically. These are the A's, and you pick one of the A ones for me to stream for that month, and we can all kind of have a look at it together, or something like that. I would probably stream it on the Discord or YouTube. I don't. I'm still not 100% on how the streaming thing works. Discord thing, yeah, I just press a button and it works. So I like that. Let me know what you think on that front as well. So there you go. I'm putting a lot on your plate this month. So if you know anything about Royal Road, let me know about Royal Road. If you've any thoughts about me doing reviews of things and what things you'd like me to review, you can tell me about that either. Or if there's particular games, so let me know what you think on that front. That's about it. So there's your update and some homework. You can comment below, or DM me on the Patreon if you're a member of the Patreon, or Facebook page, etc., etc. I'm very easy to find. This has been an 18-minute long video. I am going to have to chop the daylights out of this. Okay. Thank you so much for being my patrons. It's really helped me the last while. And hopefully we can all go forward and do great fun things together. Nice. Okay. Be well, be safe.